After the thrilling battle with the frogs, the hunters is now heading back to the village. Bakso reassured everyone that nothing unusual had happened on their way back, but as they reached the end of their journey, they noticed a vast cloud of smoke rising from the village. This sight shocked Kurio's party, while Director Bear remained composed. He apologized for needing their help once more and revealed that they must now confront this unknown enemy. Lamies became teary-eyed, worried about Manami and the others. Bakso understood her concern, knowing how close she was to Manami, but his preset dialogues limited his ability to express his emotions fully. He tried to comfort Lamies and suggested that she should insert coins to hear something. Thankfully, Lamies understood Bakso's language well, realizing that he meant she should proceed to the village first before assuming the worst. Upon arriving, Lamies and the group were greeted with a devastating sight. All the houses were in ruins. Lamies rushed towards her inn, hoping it had escaped the destruction, but her hopes were dashed when she saw it completely demolished. Calling out for Manami and Mrs., she received no response. Bakso was worried that Lamies might recklessly enter the inn and hurt herself, so he urged her to remain calm and think rationally. Taking a deep breath, Lamies concluded that Manami and Mrs. must have evacuated to somewhere safer. She pondered where they could have gone, and eventually realized they likely sought refuge at the Hunters Association. Lamies and Bakso head to the Hunters Association to investigate the cause of the trouble. Along the way, they encounter two old colleagues, high-level hunters named Karios and Gorf, who have already slain the two-headed snake-like monster responsible for wrecking the village. Karios assures Lamies that Mrs. and Naomi are safe, as they sought refuge inside the protected transfer circle, which Director Bear considers crucial for the village's defense. Bakso realizes that the reason the hunters were successful in defeating such a formidable creature is that the Hunters Association is located within a dungeon, equipped with advanced defensive weapons. Relieved to see Manami and Mrs. unharmed, Lamies returns their warm welcome after her long journey. The sight of the villagers' happiness makes Bakso even more attached to them. Despite his short time there, Bakso decides to offer his food supplies to the villagers for free, which brings them joy and leads to a celebratory feast that night. During the celebration, Bakso impresses everyone by explaining that the two-headed snake monster is a natural enemy of the frog men, and both parties ended up eliminating each other, resolving the threat. However, he becomes disgusted when he sees the villagers cooking and eating the monster meat. As the festivities continue, the villagers line up for free drinks from Bakso, but he is not concerned about losing money. Instead, he believes that providing free drinks will attract more customers in the long run. Lamies, now a bit intoxicated, approaches Bakso to share her joy over the successful day and the heartwarming sight of everyone gathering around him. Lamies expresses to Bakso that she believes he has become an integral part of the community, which brings her happiness. Overwhelmed with emotion, she hugs Bakso and falls asleep right then and there. Recognizing Lamies' pure-hearted nature, Bakso bids her good night. The following day, the merchants are busy preparing their shops, and carpenters have gathered to repair the damaged houses. Meanwhile, the hunters are on guard duty. Bakso then reveals that Director Bear personally requested her assistance in rubble removal. Lamies immediately sets to work, using her blessing of might to clear the area swiftly. Kurio approaches Lamies, inviting her to join his hunters team and extending the offer to include Bakso as well. However, Lamies declines, prioritizing the job assigned to her. Later, a woman named Akawi from the exchange house, accompanied by her assistant Gokai, approaches Bakso. Akawi proposes a trade of silver coins for her 100 gold coins, but Bakso declines, as he lacks the necessary exchange functions. Lamies comes to Akawi's aid and devises a plan. She suggests using 1 gold coin to purchase a cheap item, forcing Bakso to return the owed amount with silver coins. As Bakso complies, silver coins shower from him, and Akawi fills her bag with them. The evil individual who previously attempted to steal Bakso's earnings becomes greedy once again, devising another sinister plan. After the coin exchange with Akawi, Bakso decides to add a gambling function, and it proves to be lucrative, generating 30% more money than usual. An elderly man becomes addicted to gambling and starts making Bakso significant profits while losing his own fortune. His wife intervenes, dragging him away while promising to give him a proper scolding. Director Bear once again calls Lamies and Bakso to the Hunters Association and expresses his gratitude for their invaluable assistance. He requests to speak privately with Boxo, asking Lamies to step outside. Once alone, Director Bear confides in Boxo, explaining that they will need his help to provide food to combat the upcoming famine, an inevitable consequence of the village's destruction. To further address the potential disease outbreak that could accompany the famine, Director Bear calls in a woman named Shirley. She elaborates on the importance of population control, and Boxo promptly transforms into a family planning machine, offering Shirley a solution, a packet that can prevent reproduction. Impressed by the product's effectiveness in combating diseases and population growth, Shirley purchases a significant quantity and plans to distribute it in the entertainment district. During the night, Lamies brings Boxo inside the new hygiene center created by Shirley. For some reason, Lamies decides to change her clothes right in front of Boxo. In response, Boxo transforms into a beauty product machine and provides Lamies with a product to make her skin glow. A fox and a female bear also arrive at the center and get beauty products from Boxo to enhance their appearance and attract potential mates. Shirley and Lamies take a bath, and afterward, they ask Boxo for a drink that will leave them feeling refreshed. Satisfied with helping them meet their needs, Boxo concludes the day with remarkable sales success. Director Bear discovers Boxo's ability to turn invisible and blend in with his surroundings. Impressed, Director Bear asks Boxo to help catch a criminal by using this skill. Before the task, he tests Boxo's abilities in front of the Hunters Association. Meanwhile, Lamies looks for Boxo after learning that Director Bear borrowed him. She goes to the Hunters Association after finishing her work collecting rubble from the destroyed houses. There she meets Shirley, who asks about Director Bear's whereabouts. During their conversation, Sworry approaches Lamies, and they talk in front of the invisible Boxo. Lamies scolds Sworry for bothering Boxo, but Sworry responds with insults. Lamies stands her ground and advises Sworry to stop acting spoiled. Sworry expresses a desire to buy Boxo, offering a lot of money because of her wealth. However, Lamies refuses, emphasizing that Boxo is not just a magical tool but also her friend, so she can't sell him. Sworry insists that Lamies should focus on finding a man instead of spending time with Boxo. They playfully argue about their attractiveness, but Sworry becomes serious, questioning if Lamies knows that Boxo is more than just a magical creature. Lamies admits that she's not entirely sure what Boxo is, but she sees him as a human rather than just a tool. Boxo feels grateful for having such an understanding friend and thanks Lamies after Sworry leaves. And thus, the episode came to a close. Thank you for watching this episode's of Recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe.